everyone. Thanks for tuning into Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we are going to be reviewing the Wren in the Holly Library. So this is a book I was really excited for because I love Beauty and the Beast retellings, and you had me with this is a Beauty and the Beast, dark, fantasy romance. I'm like, ooh, okay, with Six of Crows vibes. And I'm like, woo, yes, because I love Six of Crows. And I love Beauty and the Beast. Those are two of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. But I struggled with this book. I really struggled with this book. So thinking back, I felt like Six of Crows, it's not a thin book, it's pretty, it's 300 some pages, right? And I just remember being so engaged that I didn't even really think about the pacing. And in my mind, I was just like, oh yeah, I had a pretty steady pace. And you know what? I don't think it did have fast paced. I think what it did have was high tension and high stakes, which replicated a fast pacing novel. And I think that's why I love Six of Crows so much, right? This one didn't exactly have a fast pace for me. It seemed rather slow, so I was struggling to read this book. I was struggling. Everyone's just like, Cynthia, you still haven't finished that book yet? And I'm like, no. I expected to read this book in a week, right? I had that arc, and the arc itself, the book itself is not really that chunky, it's not a chunky book. I expected a faster pace than what I was given, especially because you have a 2-week time frame that the novel is taking place in. Everything has to be done by the winter solstice, right? They have to steal this spear from this monster organization who think monsters need to be, top tier. We don't need equality with humans. We need they are prey, right? This organization. And they have 2 weeks to plan this heist. That means 2 weeks for her to do research, 2 weeks for her to do recon, and 2 weeks for her to find out why the hell she's immune to magic. This girl from the streets, why is she immune to magic? What's so special about her, right? It moved really slowly for me up until that halfway point. I wanted a little bit more, I guess, tension. Even some sexual tension would have been nice. And there's not a lot of sexual tension either. Not for me. Especially when you consider the book. I need some sort of tension for a story that has stakes like this. High stakes, or what is implied to be high stakes. I need some sort of tension. And I wasn't getting my tension from the story, because she's just kind of going through the motions. And it's just like, okay, what's the risk here? I need to know what your risks are. And I'm not really getting any, right? Yes, the druids are hunting you. They definitely don't want you working with Graves here. They don't want you working with him. And they're going after your friends. But you've kind of nipped that in the bud. You've made a peace with them. And so that's no longer a risk anymore. You took care of that. You nipped it in the bud. End of story. Then you have the new risk. Oh, your ex-girlfriend is being kind of forced to work in a vampire brothel to pay off her debt. Now you have 2 weeks not only to steal this spear, but to also find an exit to get her out. Right? Here's your new risk. On top of that, now you're falling for the guy who kind of has you not in prison. You definitely do get those Beauty and the Beast vibes, especially with the library. Like, ooh, the library. But they don't really have a whole lot of interaction for half of the book, because he leaves her training to his his butler, Edgar. Edgar? Yeah. He leaves her training to him. So he's off doing his own thing, whatever. His own kind of recon. So there's not a whole lot of scenes with them together. And the scenes that they are in it together, I need some sort of tension, a little bit more rising tension, a little bit more, I guess, sexual tension, because obviously I know this is supposed to be a romantasy, so I'm expecting that romance to come somewhere. And yes, you see it develop, but I wanted it to be stronger in the book. Again, I'm not a huge romance reader, but if you're going to tell me something is romance, then I expect to see the romance, right? I expect to be delivered what you are telling me is going to be delivered. Does the romance develop and does that sexual tension develop? Yes, at the halfway point. And that's when the story really starts to get interesting. And that's when we have that newer stakes. And that's when we have a faster pace. And that's when the story really starts to get going. And once I got to that halfway point, I was like, okay, yeah, now we're going somewhere. Now we're moving. But that first half of the book should not have taken me a week to read a half of a book. 128 pages. Yeah, I remember the number. 128, 128, or 158. I remember it ends in the 1, starts with the 1, ends in the 8. I struggled so hard with that first half of the book. And that last half of the book, it was good. It was good. It was okay. That plot twist at the end, I have mixed feelings about, to be perfectly honest with you. I do like the reveal of what she is, but I also kind of wish that the author had gone in a different direction than that trope. Again, I'm kind of sick of that trope. I don't want to say what the trope is because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I'm kind of annoyed and I'm kind of over that trope. It's like, okay, something new, please, something new. So it was an okay novel. I will read book 2. I did end up buying the final copy of the book because I am intrigued enough. I am intrigued enough to read the second book, and I want more story development in the second book because this one just kind of dragged, and it was kind of like, oh, come on, let's get on with the mood. Let's get on with the story already. Come on, come on, come on. That's how I was for the first half of the book. So, yeah, it was. I had high expectations for the book because I was really excited for it. It did not live up to my high expectations, unfortunately. I ended up liking it eventually, but I think I would give this book a solid 3 stars. Yeah. I think when I first rated it, I'm like, okay, 3.5. And I'm like, no, now I'm thinking about it. It's going to be a solid 3 stars for me. And again, I was really excited for it. High expectations did not live up to my expectations. I wanted a faster pace. I wanted stronger tension between the characters early on versus waiting to the halfway point. That is my opinion. In any case, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.